What is poppin', guys? You got your coach of the Gym Chargers here for our Week 11 GBA match versus John, aka Pokemon, coach of the New Orleans Pelippers. And we're actually going to be having a rematch for Week 11. We faced Week 2, I believe, so it was a very fun match, and now we're going to be taking on each other again. Week 11 is the week where everybody in the division takes on each other once again, so going to be interesting to watch some of those matches. But we already clinched playoffs, so these last 2 weeks here are basically just for holding the streak or trying to beat our previous record last season, which was, I believe, 9-3. So either the goal is going to be 11-1 or 10-2. We've only lost week 1 so far, so we're doing pretty well, and hopefully we can keep that up at least and try to pull off a better win record than last season. That's pretty much the goal right now. So looking at, so by the way, I need to point out that this is actually a recreation of the game. The reason is because we disconnected on Wi-Fi, so I definitely we had to recreate it for sure, though the exact way it was, and it worked out pretty well. So pretty happy about that. But in any case, he brings a team. Oh, so my side is over here, so my side is over on where the opponent's side should be, but that's showdown replays for you all. He brings a team of Piloswine, Jolteon, Scolipede, Milotic, Goodra, and a Skarmory. Kind of what I expected. So I mean, I guess I kind of expected him to bring Jolteon for sure, Milotic for sure, Goodra, Scolipede and Skarmory are pretty solid. I guess maybe Scolipede could have been potentially swapped out. He didn't bring the Bulu, he didn't bring Tapu Bulu, which is kind of what I expected, but I mean, I guess that's kind of fine. He brought Piloswine though, and that's a little bit of a threat, of course, because as you saw from week 1, everybody knew how threatening Mamoswine was to my team. So I definitely want to have to be careful about that, because ground ice plus it has like freeze dry, which is ×4 effective on King Draft, so we got to watch out for a Pokemon like that, which could be threatening. Now, my team, of course, is from the building video from yesterday, so if you haven't seen that, feel free to check it out. It gives you a good insight of the team. And I am bringing a dual screens team just for fun, to try it out and see if it works. Cresselia is my dual screener. It does not have a move to attack with. It has dual screens plus Lunar Dance plus Magic Coat. Magic Coat's cool in order to bounce back stuff like Skarmory hazards or Piloswine hazards, or even like a Toxic from Milotic potentially. So the sets that I'm expecting him to have, maybe Assault Vest Goodra, like a bulky Milotic, SD Scolipede, Skarmory probably defensive with Defog, Jolteon is maybe like an offensive spec set or an expert belt set or something, with Volt Absorb this time. Last time he brought what did he bring last time? He brought Quick Feet, I think. He brought Quick Feet last time, so I'm expecting him this time to actually bring Volt Absorb. And Piloswine's probably, I think Piloswine could be Stealth Rocks, and Skarmory, it could be Spikes, or it could be Defog, Whirlwind, maybe Toxic or something. Who knows, but we'll see. My game plan going into this match was to try to set up screens as soon as possible, as well as trying to get momentum with the Lenders and the Magnezone, and trying to sweep with either Dragonite or Kingdra, because Kingdra has a focus energy set really nice versus his team. And Empoleon is cool because it sets up rocks and defogs and does what it does best. And let's just go ahead and see how this match goes here. I'm expecting, well, my win conditions, of course, Dragonite, Kingdra. Magnezone can be cool to trap Skarmory. Landers does have knockoff, so if we knock off Shed Shell, if he has that, that's going to be useful to trap Skarmory. So pretty much the game overall is just trying to put ourselves in a favorable position and trying to win the game, and let's see what happens here. So I'm going to go ahead and play this match. Let's just go ahead and hop right into it. So he leads Jolteon as I lead Cresselia. I just want to go right off for a light screen here, because I want to make sure that Jolteon's damage output is limited. So I go for light screen as he goes into Skarmory, and I just want to switch out here into Empoleon in case he wants to get up hazards or anything like that. He actually goes for the Toxic here. I feel like Empoleon was best because I could defog and get up my own rocks and put myself in that position. I go for Stealth Rocks here, and I want to go back into Cresselia here because I want to get that Reflect up so that I can just set up immediately, so that I can not have to worry about Scolipede plus the Piloswine. But he actually goes for Sub. He actually goes for Sub here, so that's really interesting. A Sub Jolteon is really going to be a problem for me because I don't have any attacking moves on Cress. So I have to switch out the Lenders here as he actually baton passes out into Piloswine. So I'm going to hard switch out into Empoleon here, expecting him to go for the Ice move or for the Rocks. He goes for the Rocks here, and now I'm just going to go, he's going to go for an Earthquake, and he's actually faster than me, and I have speed on my Empoleon, a little bit of speed on my Empoleon, so he definitely EV'd accordingly based on my Empoleon's EV spread from last time. Very good on him. So I am going to switch out here into my Cress. I do have Lunar Dance, right? So I'm going to be able to heal up my Cress, my Empoleon, if I can possibly do that. So he goes for an Earthquake, doesn't do anything to Cress. Now he switches out into Milotic here, right? And I'm going to go for the Reflect, set that up so Piloswine's damage is much less. I'm going to click Magic Coat here, expecting him to go for Toxic, trying to poison me because he tried to do that with Skarm. But he's sub Milotic too. He's sub Jolteon, sub Milotic. So my team is kind of just like not really that useful versus his team, because he didn't really prepare for my team, but he just brought a team that was pretty solid versus what I brought, and it's just team matchup for you there. I'm gonna go to Magnezone here because it's Assault Vest. It can eat up hits pretty decently. I go for a T-Bolt. He's gonna get off 2 Scalds as I switch in, and then as I go for T-Bolt. And now he is actually going to switch out here into Goodra. I'm going to anticipate that, and I'm going to go here for the Volt Switch, expecting to switch out into something like Goodra. And now I can go ahead here, pull a switch off into my Landorstarian, sort of threaten this thing, and I'm kind of just scouting to see what he is. And he's actually Leftover, so he's not Assault Vest. So I do see Leftovers there. I'm not really sure what set he is. He could be like a Cursed Dragon Tail set or something, but he goes into Skarmory here, so I can go for the U-turn. And expecting him not to have a Shed Shell, because last time he brought Shed Shell and was kind of useless because I brought Analytic Magnezone. I'm going to go here to Magnezone to try to trap it. He goes for the Roost as I go for a Flash Cannon here, expecting him to want to switch out. And I can kind of see what he's trying to do here. Like, he's going to go for another Roost here as I am going to go for the T-Bolt. He's stalling out my Reflect, and you're going to see why that comes into play here, because he goes for the Natural Gift and he knocks out my Magnezone, which is crazy. He brought a Natural Gift Skarmory. Like, hello? That's good. That's good heat right there, though. I'm gonna go for the Focus Energy here. I guess that was kind of a misplay on my part. He goes for the Toxic. It does miss. In the actual Wi-Fi battle, his Toxic was able to hit, so I'm gonna go for another Focus Energy to make sure that does hit. Maybe I should have just attacked it, and that probably would have been a lot better there. But yeah, that's just I guess a little bit of a misplay on my part, or a misread. I expected him to want to save Skarmory because it was his only ground immunity, and Lando could just click Earthquake. But he goes into Jolteon here, so definitely a good read on his part to stay in Toxic. Gonna go for the sub here, as I am gonna be just clicking Ice Beam, because if I switch out, he gets a sub, he gets a Baton Pass into something like Scolipede, and then I just lose the game right then and there. So I do want to make sure this Jolteon cannot get off a Baton Pass with that substitute. And that sub Jolteon, it just is gonna be putting in some good work versus my team in terms of just stalling out Kingdra with the Toxic, in terms of pressuring my team and making me switch around a bit. So I am gonna lose my Kingdra here. And now what I am going to do is go into my Landorstarian, because he's lost his ground immunity, so I can literally just go into this and click Earthquake, knock out the Jolteon. And I believe now he does decide to go into a Scolipede here, and I'm thinking, okay, so I'm not too sure why. Maybe he's got like Aqua Tail, like Life Orb Aqua Tail is going to do a ton. He goes for the Protect here as I go for the Earthquake, just in case if I didn't want him to set up a Swords Dance if I switched out. That would have been GG right there. I'm going to go to Empoleon here just to kind of scout out and see what he is, because if he's Aqua Tail, that would be really, really bad. And I definitely want to get off and Intimidate on this again, but he's actually HP Ice. I'm pretty sure he's HP Ice, and he went for it right there. So I'm going to go back to Lando here to Intimidate it, then double out into my Cresselia, because that means his Mega Horde is going to do a lot less. I can potentially set up a Reflect, and he goes for HP Ice here, so that is going to be doing some decent damage. Gives him some nice Life Orb recoil, so that's pretty cool. And he's going to switch out here into his Milotic, so it's really smart. He knows that, or at least he suspects that I don't have an attacking move on Cresselia. So I'm going to go set up my screens here as he goes for the sub. Now my play is basically, I believe after this I do switch out to my Landorus. The play is to break this Milotic sub with Landorus. I can live this Scald and pray that I don't get burned, of course. He goes for the Scald here, which I'm able to live because of my screens. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go for the Earthquake, as what he is going to do is go for the Dragon Tail. So he's sub Dragon Tail, sub Scald, Dragon Tail, and I think maybe Recover or something. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to be sent back into my Crest. That's annoying because I wanted to get back in Dragonite as soon as, if it was possible. I wanted to be phased into Dragonite, because now I have to Lunar Dance. I have no choice but to Lunar Dance, because pretty much then my Lando would have died, right? And to the rocks. So I had to Lunar Dance it back up in order to try to break the sub again. But this stalls out my screens, and my screens are going to be, you know, wearing out pretty much. He gets a crit through my screens too, which is kind of annoying. Wouldn't probably have been able to take out Milotic in like 2 hits, but unfortunate. I'm going to go here to my Dragonite, which is my last Pokemon, and go for the Dragon Dance in hopes that I can try to come through here as he tries to spam Skull, but does get the burn. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure if I was able to set up enough Dragon Dances, maybe I could have taken out Piloswine, but with like an E-Speed or something, but I would have to set up a lot for that, and I would have had to been lucky and not get burns, but you already know how Scald works. So I'm going to set up another Dragon Dance, go for an E-Speed. Crit did not matter. I'm +2 right now, and Scolipede's pretty low. And all he's going to do is go into his Piloswine here, and you already know what's going to happen. He's going to click that Ice Shard and knock me out, and that is going to be GG. It is not me. It's Blunder playing this game. No, I'm just kidding. But hope you all enjoyed this match. I mean, it was definitely a good one. He brought a lot of heat on his team. He brought that Natural Gift Skarmory for the Magnezone. He brought I guess it had to have been a faster Piloswine, right? Unless I'm mistaken about the speed tiers and Piloswine's fast, but I didn't really look into it too much since, I mean, we're already in playoffs and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure we're like #1 seed right now, so it's pretty solid. He did catch me off guard with a sub Jolteon and the sub Milotic, but this was basically a match where, I mean, this is like a loss, sure, but like, firstly, like we had a good run. I'm pretty sure that our win streak is the highest in the GBA, I think, in GBA history. Tell me if I'm wrong. I might be wrong, but maybe there's somebody else out there in GBA that got a better win record than me. But it was, I mean, we had a good run with this win record here. I'm gonna try to, of course, start a new one. That'll take us to the finals, hopefully. But yeah, in any case, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say, yeah, like my plan going into this match was not to reveal what my playoff hand is gonna be. I definitely wanted to bring stuff that I would not really bring to playoffs, I guess, or maybe I might not, but I'll leave that for you all to see, to witness when I get there. But I just wanted to bring something that I wasn't, you know, gonna be trying to flex with in the playoffs, because like, as you can see, John's team prep was solid. He brought things I did not expect, and that's really why he did so well in this matchup. Similarly, I have things that I have in mind that I want to bring that people might not expect. So I definitely want to save that for playoffs, and that's kind of my strategy here. So unfortunately we take an L, but I think it's a good L for us because I think we needed that loss to put ourselves back in place for the playoffs. So that's just one way to think about it, at least. So hope you all enjoyed it in any case, and hope you all are excited for, of course, playoffs, which is coming up after the next week. And I will be revealing my true playoff hand and my true intentions of my master plan, which you will see soon enough. So I will see you guys then on the next one. Peace.